Well, Diana here, and anyone who knows me knows my love for ponies, right? And so weren't we fortunate this time around at the Saskatchewan Equine Expo to actually run into someone who has a beautiful Newfoundland pony named Gewels. And Carissa, thank you for taking the time. Look at this priceless pony. Oh my goodness. And we just got to watch her yesterday in the extravaganza with a little 6-year-old niece on her back. No, sure, niece.
Ava is 9.
Ava's 9, and yeah, and Annika is 6. And they were out by themselves demonstrating a Welsh mountain, right?
Yeah.
And this little Newfoundland pony, and there they were all on their own in the arena, well, with Auntie at the end of the arena. But didn't they go out around that big arena all by themselves? And as they passed me, Annika on this little beautiful Newfoundland pony turned to the audience and smiled with her perfect little seat and her perfect little hands and melted my heart. So I don't know which melted my heart more, the Newfoundland pony or Annika. But thank you so much. I'm going to let you kind of take over now, Carissa, and talk a little bit about your Newfoundland and how you got into Newfoundland.
Yeah. So Gewels is 11, and so I purchased her 6 years ago from a lady in Radisson that raises the Newfoundland pony. And so I actually didn't know that there were any endangered species for equines out there until I started researching and found out that my grandma had raised and was part of creating the Canadian rustic pony. And so then that was my first interest, to try to find one of those ponies, and they no longer exist.
Oh my.
But then I did find out that there were the Newfoundland ponies and that there was a breeder in Saskatchewan, and so we got her, and she is just phenomenal. She kind of would be the perfect pony if I was to recommend for a child, as they have a very docile and laid back temperament and extremely hardy, as they were a landrace breed that was developed here in Newfoundland when the British settlers came over, and they brought 7 of their native breeds. For example, the Connemara, the Highland, the Fell, the Welsh Mountain pony was part of that. And over 400 years, as there were no laws to restrain the ponies, they all interbred and over time created this extremely genetic, hardy pony that we see here today.
And I just have to tell you guys, this pony has a wither. And anyone who has ridden ponies understands how important that wither is to keeping a saddle in place. I always feel badly when I cut my little ponies in two trying to get that girth tight enough for the kids. Or you have to put on clippers and breastplates, and this little pony has a wither. Oh my goodness. And her conformation is really nice. I'm really, really impressed with this little pony. She's about 12 hands high?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's just a really, really nice height for a young child. So, and they wouldn't outgrow her very quickly either.
Yeah, and the breed does go from 11 hands up to 14 hands, so very versatile that, adults, a smaller adult.
That's good to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so she's just awesome. Now you're thinking that you might eventually breed her?
Yes, so it's really important, as there's only 400 ponies that are estimated in the world, with only about 250 of breeding age. So lots have been gelded or are elderly mares. So as Gewels being 11, it will be important for her to add to the breed. Her sire is a foundation stallion. And so it will be a challenge, though, to find a stallion, as there were only 8 foundation stallions. So you want to, with it being a rare breed, make sure that you have the various bloodlines. A philosophy is, when breeding a rare breed, is to breed at least once, which will kind of cover her when she
replace her.
Replacement, but then also to breed the second time to add to the breed. So at least twice. But once my nieces outgrow her, and because they are currently 11, she will go into a breeding program once we kind of find a.
And just for those who might be aware of it, she's 11 years old, but she did have a foal prior. So that's a good thing when you want to breed a mare as they get a little bit older, that they've already had one.
Correct.
So so that's all really wonderful. So she's already had a baby, and she's going to make more, and she is just an awesome pony. This is lovely.
And
So,
the foal that she did have was crossed with the Welsh pony, but extremely well behaved. And Ponderosa Connection, which is an equine assistant learning program in Moose Jaw, they have purchased the pony to go into their program after.
wow, and at a very young age, then. That's
So
unusual.
in a couple of years, right? Like
Yeah,
they'll work
yeah,
with him,
yeah.
of course, first, but yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, she's a beauty, and it's really, I have to go looking for a Newfoundland pony now.
How can people find out more about Newfoundland ponies and you?
So they can contact me or look at my website or on Facebook. Our name is Sea Armor Ponies, but there is lots of also Facebook groups about Newfoundland ponies on Facebook. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you have a website?
Yeah, so seaarmorponies.ca.
Okay. And
Maybe
I would
you can
like
give
to
a
just
little
take a little
shot.
shot of this, yeah. And so this is what you would be looking for. Sea Armor Ponies. Awesome. Finish a shot with this beautiful Gewels. She is gorgeous.
She says, okay, enough.